Everybody knows the crack era did damage to black communities. The addiction, the deaths, the poverty, the families torn apart. But there's one side effect people rarely talk about: how the street puppets from that era are still used as distractions. So here's what happened. Recently, Jay-Z took the stage at the Roots picnic and said no rapper can stand on stage with him. He also took shots at Drake, Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, them.This, and a few others. That's what he did. But at the same time this was trending online, another story was moving into a completely different direction. Within days, a South Carolina jury found an Asian store owner not guilty in a case involving the death of a 14-year-old black boy, Cyrus Belton, who was shot after being chased out of the store. The shooting took place in 2023, but many people didn't even hear about it when it first happened, because the media highlights certain stories while pushing others to the background, or use certain stories for distractions. And this is where we come to Jay-Z, how him and other black celebrities allow themselves to be used as distractions. You think it's a coincidence that many of the rappers who crossed over into big business and get most of the attention are self-admitted former crack dealers? Master P, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. Every one of them rapped about the street life, not as a confession, but as a blueprint to distract many young people from real social issues. By highlighting rappers like Jay-Z, the message that was sent to young black kids was simple.
Say he was funny looking, more than most people even.
But the real message that was sent to them: become a gangster first, and that is your path to becoming a big-time businessman, not Harvard. This is what we call aspirational modeling, the process of observing and imitating the traits, the behaviors, and the strategies of someone you aspire to be like. This is why you see many young black kids today, if you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, they're going to say a professional athlete, an entertainer, because that's what they see in people who look like them. And why is this important? Because the media is a powerful tool, and its real power is controlling what you pay attention to and what you don't. And this is just not random. If you look in the book of the 48 Laws of Power, law number 3, conceal your intentions. This law dictates that you use a smokescreen, a distraction, to mask what you actually are doing to your opponents, so they cannot anticipate or sabotage your moves. And this is what happened. So we have to ask ourselves, why is Jay-Z, a man approaching 60 and a so-called billionaire, still engaged in public disputes? A behavior that most people would expect someone at his level to move past. Is this part of the pattern where celebrities become a form of distraction? Did his team tell him to do that? Y'all know me, I believe so, because I see him as a puppet. I know many of you guys see him differently.
Little guy, kind of funny looking.
Uh-huh. In what way?
Oh, just in a general kind of way.
That's why the timing of Jay-Z taking the stage at that Roots picnic is very interesting to me. This man hadn't rapped in years. Suddenly he returns to the spotlight just days before the verdict. Is that a coincidence? Who knows? I'm not saying that. But suddenly everybody is breaking down his lyrics, debating who he mentioned. They even are talking about his hair. How did it get like that? And who he looked like. You wrong for that, Si. That's not right, Si. That's not right. But I am saying it's very interesting how quickly conversations moved into certain stories that take over the timeline. Because you would think a man they have been trying to position as a leader would be aware of timing, especially when a major verdict or a major event is getting ready to go down. You would think his team would let him know. And I'm only saying this because I don't like how they take these ex-street puppets and elevate them into leadership positions. Men who you know don't care about the community, not just because they sold crack or they rapped about it. Anybody can change their life But none of these guys have ever apologized for their negative contributions to the community publicly. And as a family man, you would think there are certain things you wouldn't want to present. You're not that kid off the block no more. You're a family man now. And so you handle certain moments differently. You're above all the nonsense. Okay? This is the same man who said, I think we should move past kneeling.
I think we passed kneeling. I think everyone knows what the issue is. And we're done with that. You know why we were kneeling? Okay. Do you know the issue? Yeah. Do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Where are we moving on next?
You hear that dumb shit? If they all knew the issue, then they would know it ain't over. And the only place to move on from is you puppet leaders. So while black people are grieving the loss of a young black man, the headlines are about a black billionaire trading lines with other black celebrities. And I always tell you, I don't think they control anything. They have no power. So taking a knee isn't over. What should be over is us treating these entertainers like leaders when we should know and see that they all are puppets. And that's what they are. And that was the breakdown.
Broke it down to its very last calm down.